to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. I love it. I love it. I love helping people find great values. If they're going to spend 40 bucks, I want to make sure it's worth it, that sort of thing. It doesn't matter. It's not so much that they have to be cheap. They just have to be worth the money. I've been off the air for a little bit. I know that. Times are interesting with the whole COVID-19 thing, and work has been very busy, and the community here has been up in arms. Not all of them, but a few minor group have been up in arms about the tourists coming on Memorial Day weekend. And you know what? We want them to come. The commissioners, believe it or not, I don't, I'm not getting political here, but spent 40 grand on advertising. 40 grand of our taxpayers' dollars to tell people not to come to the island. Sometimes I wonder, we're not that special here. We'll be fine. Okay, this is a project by a guy I really like. His name is Bozzy. It's not his real name, but that's what he goes by, is Bozzy. He has Casa Ventura Imports. The guy has a ton of energy. And he looks a lot like the cowboy on Inner Space. Any of you seen Inner Space with Martin Short, Meg Ryan, and Dennis Quaid? Dennis Quaid's injected into some guy's body, he's miniature spaceship, blah, blah, blah. There's a guy in there called the Cowboy. And if you want to know what Bozzy looks like, just watch that movie and wait for the cowboy to get on there, because I'm telling you what, that's Bozzy's doppelganger. He has this new project from Washington State called Dixie Bass. And the reason I'm so excited about this is because the winemaker is Josh Maloney. Josh Maloney's a very good friend. I think he's an excellent winemaker. Winemaker has a great touch. He was a head winemaker at Milbrandt. Milbrandt let him go, and I was really disappointed they made that decision. I'm sure it was a financial decision, but the wines have not been the same since Josh has left that winery. He's a very gifted winemaker. So I want to get started right away. 3 wines are all line priced at 16 bucks. This is the 2019 Dixie Bass Sauvignon Blanc, Pour Seven Hills, Washington State. Rolls in at $16. There you go. Now the artwork is done by the Fish Boy up in Bellingham, and he's actually the father of the manager at the store I work at, Taylor. So he does his artwork. A lot of people like it. And he does a lot of the labels for Bozzy's wineries, even the stuff that comes out of Spain. All right, Sauvignon Blanc from Washington State. I'm very picky about Sauvignon Blanc. I'm thinking they're line priced. Bozzy was supposed to send me an attachment with the email. This is handled by Southern Wine and Spirits, but color, a little bit of gold, straw hint, but pretty clear. I'm very picky about Sauvignon Blanc. I don't have a huge Sauvignon, domestic Sauvignon Blanc section at the store, because I just am very, very picky about that wine. Some of them can be just like, you know, dishwater. I mean, they just don't have any acidity, they don't have any life, and I don't like that. I don't like them to be too fruity either, although some people do like that fruitiness in them, so, you know, I have to have a few of those around just for those people. Let's see what we get on the nose. Ooh, like the nose. Almost like a mintiness coming through on this one. Green, it reminds me of green apples with a splash with a little bit of mint. Yeah, almost like menthol, even like, you know, Vicks Vapor Rub sort of mint. There's an aroma coming through that I just can't quite put my finger on. A lot of apple. Look, that mint is strong. Yeah, it's a predominant part of the palate. It's really curious to me. Now, you might notice that these wines are fairly cold, and I'll go over this again just because I want you to know why I drink these wines, the whites and the rosés, cold, because that's the way most of you drink the wines. I'll have some salesman come by, and he'll be showing these whites at almost room temperature, which is fine. I understand why. Sometimes you get more aromatics, more flavor out of it, but not. I would venture to say, in fact, you can make a comment if you think I'm right. I think about 85 to 90% of people drink their wines fairly cold, their whites and rosé. And so when I'm reviewing a wine, I want it to be exactly the way you're going to get it. So that's why I have them chilled down. Now, they're not super cold, but they are cold. Oh man, that mint is just crazy on this. Crazy. Let's see what we get on the palate. There's definitely apple. There's some melon components coming through. There's something there that I just can't put my finger on. It's almost like it wants to go fig mint. A little bit of fig maybe, but not really fig. The essence of fig. The apple's prominent, for sure. The melon's there. It's nice and fresh. There's a little, like, dusty rock thing on the backside of this, which I'm sure Josh Maloney would love to hear that. That's good Sauvignon Blanc. That's one of those, it's very interesting. It has some complexity. It has a little bit of minerality. It has that apple component balanced with a little bit of that dusty rock, a little bit of melon. Good mid palate, clean finish. I like the dusty rock component at the end. I really do. I like that in this wine. Solid Sauvignon Blanc. I'm pretty sure it's $16. I need to get confirmation from Bozzy. I hope he calls me back. I left a message with him to call me back. I just want to make sure these are all priced. I'll put the price down. If they're not $16, I will have that price underneath. You'll see it. I'm going to go straight up B on that. I think it's a solid Sauv Blanc. That would be one I would definitely be proud to have in my Washington Wine Sauvignon Blanc section. Let's move on. 2019 Dixie Bass Cabernet Sauvignon Rosé. Again, $16. Horse Heaven Hills, Washington. Now these are made in Benton City. Now I think Charlie Hoppus still has a facility bought in Benton City, and he allows wineries to go in there and rent space to make their wines. And I think that's maybe where this is made at. I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure. So this Cabernet Sauvignon Rosé, you don't see a lot of that here. Sangiovese is a big one. Tempranillo Rosé, Cab Franc Rosé is huge in Washington State. You see it all over the place, Grenache Rosé, but you don't see a lot of Cabernet Sauvignon Rosé. Obviously not left on the skins very long. It's salmon color, which is what a lot of people like in Rosé. So Josh didn't leave this on the skins very long, otherwise it would have been much darker, because Cabernet Sauvignon is a darker style grape. Alright, showed you the label. Fish Boy, Mr. Taylor, your dad. Let's see what we get on those. Right off the bat, strawberries and cherries. No bubble gum. That's always nice. I think I've talked to you about bubble gum on Rosé. And I think in the Sauvignon Blanc, it wanted to go there, never got there, which I like. Get a little bit of currant notes coming through as well. And a touch of watermelon. Let's see what we get on the palate. A little bit of bubble gum coming through on the palate, right in the back of the mid palate. This is a fresh rosé. Not a lot of flavor though. Now somebody argued, well, if you had it a little warmer, you might get more out of it. That could be true, maybe, maybe not, but that's not the way most of my viewers are going to taste it. They're not going to taste it closer to room temperature. The watermelon comes through on the backside. I get a little bit of watermelon rind. Currant notes, like the currant notes are there. Cherries and currants, and a little bit of watermelon rind on the back end. The more I try it, the more I like it. It lingers in the back. Feels like I just chewed on some cherry skins. That's kind of lingering in the back side of this. Nice and dry, very light, good flavors, and the cherries and currants that come through on this with a nice watermelon rind hit on the backside. It's good. It's 16 bucks. I think it's a little overpriced. You can go, and I only say that because there's so many Washington rosés right now that are just really in a zone of between $11 and $14, $16, pushing the envelope a little bit. He's using cab. Have a lot of respect for Josh. It's good rosé, but I'm gonna go C plus, B minus. It's better than average, not great. Saying, better than average, not great. All right, there we go. Now I tried to get the blend on this, and again, Bossy meant to send me an attachment. I could not find it on the email, so we're gonna just go for it. It's the 2018 Dixie Bass Red Blend, Columbia Valley, Washington. 14.5 alcohol. Again, 16 bucks. Nice labels. I like them. You know, it's very typical Fish Boy artwork. Boy, I can smell this from here. Okay. Wow. Good color. Very, very dark. Very dark. Should make me think it might have some Syrah in it, but I don't know. Get a little vanilla mocha coming through on this. Currants, vanilla mocha. I'm getting also a little bit of boysenberry. But mostly currants. Very strong in the currant category. And just a slight, not big, but a slight hit of that vanilla mocha. You know, like you're having a vanilla mocha latte. Even a touch of tobacco on this. So let's see what we get on the palate. I miss you, Josh. I really do. Good wine. This is a 10 in the delicious category. We have currant notes coming through. I gotta say coming through. I noticed when I was watching my videos, I say that a lot. I'm gonna try and break that habit, guys. Sometimes it's hard to do because I'm doing these. I'm not thinking about all the time exactly to get rid of a phrase, but I'm gonna get rid of that one. Soft tannins, but it has good structure. I taste a little Cab Franc. I could be wrong, but there's a little tiny hit of green herbaceousness on the backside and tobacco, and then cherries start to sneak out. So you have currants up front, nice flow across the spout, very seamless. I get a little bit of like an old wood element underneath. Good acidity though. It's not highly acidic, but the acid is balanced. I'm even getting a little bit of spice on the backside. And then in the very end, very, very back end, just a touch of vegetal. Touch. But that makes it interesting. That's what we like about wines. Do you like wines that show all those characteristics? I do. I like to see things in them. In fact, Scott and I were tasting a wine yesterday. It was a... come on now. Carignan with a little bit of Valdiguis in it. And at first hit, it was just soft. But the more we tasted it, the more air it got, the more interesting it got. And that's what we love about wine. I hope you like that about wine. I hope you take a little bit of time and observe what you're tasting in those wines, because that's very important. If at first it doesn't taste exactly, you say, this is nothing. Let a little air get to it. Pour some in the glass, cover it, whatever you want to do, decant it. You'll get more out of those wines. This is a great effort by Josh. He avoids the vanilla mocha on the palate. The tannins just get a little bit of touch of grip on the backside. This would be a great pizza wine, a great hamburger wine, even a steak. Tobacco notes sneak in on the end. I like that, with that kind of vegetal component, just barely there. Kind of like, you know, like salal leaves, but not quite salal leaves. Maybe a little bit of tomato leaf, maybe, just barely. But, you know, unless you're thinking about it, you might not catch it. I'm going to go B+ on that. Very solid red wine. 16 bucks is a fair price. I'm excited about that, really. The rosé was good, just not exceptional, and I do like the Sauvignon Blanc. So, nice effort with Josh Maloney as the winemaker. Bozzy, I think he has a good line of wines here. Taking a little time out of your day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm getting more subscribers. I really like that. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.